Doxa, Hive, let's learn about life.
Hi guys, it's Ben the Bee here. Let's go find Bridget and see what she's up to. Hey Bridget, what are you looking at?
Hey Ben, hey everyone, I'm looking at the icon of the Transfiguration. It's a big word, I can spell it. Want to hear? Oh, never mind, I can't remember.
Aw, Bridget, be careful. You don't want to get too proud of yourself.
Yeah, I guess it's good I didn't remember. Better to stay a humble bumblebee than a proud puffed up prune. Anyway, I wasn't getting why we celebrate the Transfiguration and why we don't eat huge amounts of food on feast days, since these days are called feast days, and feasts are all about food, aren't they?
Well, there are 12 major feast days in the church. You can remember 12 like Jesus had 12 disciples. There's Epiphany or Theophany, that's when Jesus was baptized. The Nativity of Christ, of course, was Jesus' birthday. It's Christmas. The Exaltation of the Cross, when St. Helen found the Holy Cross that was buried. Palm Sunday, when Jesus went into Jerusalem. You know, when you go to church and we hold up those leaves, and sometimes willow branches.
Oh, yes, of course.
Pentecost, when the Holy Spirit descended, which means came down onto the apostles. Ascension, when Jesus took his body up into heaven after Easter. The Transfiguration, when Jesus was on the mountain and his disciples saw him in all his glory, and it was more than they could bear and they fell down. The presentation of Christ into the temple when he was a baby, his parents, the Theotokos, and Joseph, his adoptive dad, brought him into the temple to present him to God, which was according to the Old Testament law. Then there's the Nativity of the Theotokos, and the word nativity, of course, we know means birthday, so it's the Theotokos', the Virgin Mary's birthday. And then the entrance of the Theotokos into the temple. She also came into the temple, but it was different for her. She lived in the temple. Then there's the Annunciation, which is when the Theotokos learned that Jesus was going to be born. And then there's the Dormition of the Theotokos, when she fell asleep in the Lord, and Jesus, her son, came and took her body into heaven.
What about Easter?
Well, Bridget, Pascha, Easter is the feast of feasts. So it's not one of the 12. It's outside of the 12. It gives the rest of the 12 meaning and purpose. And it is the point of the rest of the 12. We also celebrate the feast days of the saints. The word feast, when we use it, doesn't mean like a large party meal, like a birthday or Christmas, but instead a yearly religious celebration, a day dedicated to an event or to a saint. I'm sure you go to church on the feast day of St. Bridget, and I go for my patron, St. Benedict.
Oh yeah, I get it. It's a spiritual feast for our soul.
That's right, Bridget. I like that. All of the feast days, whatever they are about the same thing. Jesus Christ coming from heaven to earth, becoming one of us so that we can go to heaven and follow him because he went to heaven with his body first.
Ben, that always blows my mind. I don't really understand it all the way.
Well, one day when I was in the meadow, I heard the church bell rings. So I flew over to sit in my usual window during the Divine Liturgy, and the priest was speaking and he said, "In church, the first way you learn is through listening to what we say. When we chant or read, it's all information about what's happening, the feast days, and the theology. That means the information about God. The next way you learn is through prayer. Praying opens our heart to understanding God. God reveals himself and his mysteries to us slowly sometimes because we aren't ready yet. And when our heart is ready, God will show us in our heart and we will understand. So it's very important to prepare ourselves through fasting, prayer, and almsgiving. And then we get closer to God through purifying our souls, which means cleaning them from all the things that separate us from God and our friends."
Oh, Ben, that's really good to know. Thanks for sharing that.
Well, I have to get back to work. See you all next time.